Hey everybody, welcome to Obscurities and Miniatures. Today I've got a big, massive monstrosity from none other than Archvillain Gams. This is their new Outworld Thrall, and I was trying to figure out what it was a thrall of because they have their whole encephalid invasion thing going on for the theme of this November. But this boy is just absolutely massive. This is just one big, solid hunk of resin. It's not even hollowed. Well, I guess I could have hollowed it, but why not have a big, massive thing? So yeah, I can see that obviously we're going to need to spray this down with some primer prior to really getting a good look at the details. But the reason it's a thrall is because you can see here it's got the tentacles of some sort of mind-flaying beast controlling it. So I know it's super shiny and I don't know why, but it's just massive. And for whatever reason, as I was printing it, I did run into a couple errors, and I know I had to do some major cleaning on the FEP sheet of the printer itself. I don't know if it's getting to be time to replace that, or if the screen itself is the issue. The blade came out okay. And just to put this in perspective, yeah, the tip of the blade's about the size of a person. The head itself is close to the size of a person. So the head is one area where I ran into some issues, and you can see here those kind of striations, and I don't know what caused that. I really don't know, and so I figure I'm the type that it's close enough. We'll just go ahead. It's a battle scar now. It'll work. I mean, otherwise, everything else, you can see that the details seem to have come through, so I'm not going to worry too much. But then there's also another pair of big, massive wings, and this is another area I had an issue with. For whatever reason, some of the supports failed on this branch, for lack of a better word, of the wing, and it didn't end up printing. But considering that's going to be really kind of obscured by the rest of the body, I don't think it's going to be a huge issue. I'm like, do I really want to print another wing just for that little piece? Is it going to make a big difference? Nah. So, I gotta say, I think I fit everything within about 3 plates worth. So, how many parts is that? About 7 parts, including the blade. And it was probably, I don't even want to think about how much resin was involved here, but just here. Getting a good look at the size of the body. I think this is probably one of the larger pieces I've printed in some time. Again, using that human for size. Shoot, even like this big giant Dragon Guardian from Battle Yak that I have to finish putting a video up for is dwarfed in comparison. And this guy's really big. Really cool too, but that's another one I had issues printing wings on. Maybe it's just me and wings. I don't know, but it's just a huge honking model, and this can only bode well for the rest of the release. I gotta say, Archvillain Gams always tends to have big, crazy, awesome-looking monsters, and the pre-supported models tend to be really quite nice. I was super worried about this thing, but as you can see, other than the fact that I had these issues, and I don't really want to blame the sculptors, I'm gonna wholly take blame for any failed prints on my part, but it's going to be a big one. So give me a sec, we will get him glued together, we'll get him primed up, and I really am thinking I might want to pin this stuff just due to the weight of it. So let me do that, and we'll bring him back, and we'll see how he stacks up, and I'll grab some of the other Archvillain stuff that I have, unfortunately, yet to paint. Sorry, guys. Alright guys, I got our big old massive Outworld Thrall all done, and good God is he huge and heavy. Now I just went ahead and built the whole dang thing, and I'm thinking I might just use some contrast, considering the size and considering just all the textures and stuff. I think it'll work really well for him. Now you can see really obviously after having printed this and primed it, you can see where my printer is just being a schmuck and making all kinds of a mess. Besides the missing section of his wing. But, I mean, this dude is heavy. Yeah, you could probably hollow it out, but hollowing it out's no fun. Who doesn't want to have a big old massive centerpiece of a model you can bash your opponent over the head with when they get too uppity, right? Right. I mean, honestly, let's see here. Let's grab a couple other models just so you guys can see. I'm not kidding when I say he's a big one. We'll grab some other models. A Conquest Human. Bestiarm's the Mistress. Questing Knight from Relic Blade. A Frostgrave Human, a Space Marine. Space Marine! Where's our Witch Hunter? There you are, Mr. Inquisitor. I mean, so yeah, he's a big dude, and I think you can really, really get a lot of use out of him. The base isn't super gigantic. It's probably about 70 millimeters across. It's obviously bigger than a 60, but, you know, if you wanted to use him as some sort of a Daemon Prince, that's like my go-to thing when I have a big giant model like this. It's a Daemon Prince, because why not? They're exalted Daemon Prince, whatever kind of Daemon Prince you want. Daemon Princes of all varieties. Grabbing a Creature Caster one, just again, to give you a good size indication. Creature Caster's models aren't tiny by any stretch of the imagination. You can see here that he's in quite good company. So I think if you have the capabilities to print something this big, this thick, this heavy, and you want to have all of your print time eaten up with such a huge model, I'd say go for it, especially if you want something really different. Archvillain does put out some really spectacular models, especially when your printer doesn't, you know, chew them up and make a huge mess. But just the detailing, the whole styling of the model, I can't say I've really been disappointed with anything that I've printed from Archvillain yet. So they usually have a lot of bang for your buck in terms of model quality. Even like there's been a few months, I'll admit, that there were a lot of models that didn't really grab my attention. I mean, pretty normal stuff that, while expertly sculpted, just wasn't anything that I was really interested in printing. But then they'll have like one or two models like this kind of like, damn, I just got to do it for $10 for all the files. I know if you wanted to go spend a little bit more, they have a fully, what is it, 5th edition compatible adventure module that uses all this stuff every month, which I actually is a really cool idea if you have a regular gaming group to do, you know, a tabletop RPG with. But I mean, just big models, and that's not even including, like, they had this huge Nautiloid Spelljammer like ship for their what do they call their encephalids or whatever the Mind Flayer generic name is that goes along with this guy. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's what this whole brain tentacle thingy is supposed to be stuck on him anyways, is, you know, like a elder brain controlling him. So, yeah, definitely a fun model, it looks like, to paint. And quite an impressive piece once finished. So, do check it out. I will put a link down below to Archvillain's My Mini Factory as well as their Patreon page. There's always something new. So whenever you are checking this out, both do check out their Patreon for the latest files and adventures that they're making, and do check out My Mini Factory because there always seems to be some sort of a sale going on. So you might want to keep an eye on that as well. With that said, this has been High Lord Tamberlane with Obscurities and Miniatures, saying thanks for watching, and we'll see you back here soon. Bye-bye.